Hey, everybody. Welcome to I'm Not Crying, You're Crying, the show about anything and everything because it's our show. I'm here with Juan.
Hey.
And Jay.
Hi, guys.
and I'm Sean. And this is our theme music. It's not that. Hey everybody, welcome back to I'm Not Crying, You're Crying, Season 3, Episode 6. As a reminder, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at INCYCSHOW. You can even find us on YouTube. And if you want, you can send us a voicemail at the end of every show. There's a link in the show notes. Well, gentlemen, good evening. Juan, how are you?
I am tired as fuck, but I'm good.
Okay.
Why are you so tired as F?
I'm just tired, man.
You're just tired?
I'm tired. I wake up early.
So those baby chicks?
Yeah, the chicks keeping you up at night?
No, aside from the baby chicks, it's the kids keeping me up and then waking up early. I forget how much energy kids can have. Like, they can go to sleep late at night, and as soon as the sun rises, they're up, bouncing around, making sure you're up.
Yeah, that's usually what kids do.
Yeah.
There's a couple of new dads at work, and
they could kiss their sleep goodbye.
Well, yeah. So one of their friends is like, man, he never goes out anymore. He always says, I go, I'm tired. He goes, Joe, you're not as tired as I am. And I go, he's never going to stop saying that.
No.
Because you're just infinitely tired when you have kids.
Yeah, that's what happens, man. I tell my wife every so often, I miss the days that we could just go to sleep and take a nap or go to bed or stay up because we want to. Now we try to go to bed early, and there's one of the three kids or two of the three kids or all three of the three kids bouncing around and wanting the attention. But you know what? I have fun with them. And if you ask my wife...
You should put them up for adoption.
No, fuck you. And if you ask my wife, she has 4 kids, so...
You should, you know what you should do, Juan? You should just put a big bowl of cereal out and some milk, and just put the oldest in charge and then take a nap.
No, because the 2-year-old is difficult to control.
Well, then it sounds like he's the leader, and you give him the big bowl of cereal, and he rations out the food for everybody else.
His rationing would be like, I'll leave 1 flake of cereal for you, and I'll eat the rest.
Well, I mean, as the leader, he is entitled to however he wants to ration it out.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
That is very true.
This past weekend, I took them to Six Flags. I ended my 21-year boycott, and I regret it. But the kids had fun, so I guess the regrets kind of even out.
Wait, did you get on any rides?
I did. I went on Goliath, which was the only adult ride I rode with my daughter. And then I did a bunch of little kiddie rides with my kids.
Now,
which I am...
Can I ask you...
Okay.
Can I ask you why you boycotted?
I mentioned it last time. I think I mentioned it during our weight loss episode.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, the poor customer guest service. And my wife really likes Six Flags, the rides, not the service. I think being new age carny folk, anytime you go to a theme park, you kind of judge it with a different lens. And from the get-go, I was having a rough time. Like, I was getting yelled at by this teenager. I have a 2-year-old throwing a tantrum, dropping himself in the middle of the line, and people just pushing past me to go around me. So I went under the rope with the toddler, and the lady starts yelling at me, no, going under the ropes. And I'm like, I'm just trying to catch up to my wife because everybody kept on going, oh, and I'm like, I'm trying. This is a dead end line. There's nowhere to go out. You need to go back. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going back underneath. So I went underneath, caught up with my wife. And then as I keep on walking, take off your glasses for the temperature check. And I'm like, they're my prescription glasses. No sunglasses. And I'm like, these are transition glasses. You need to take them off. And I'm like, I'm done with the service.
I'm sorry. what was that? Just the police, or this is a team member at Six Flags?
This was a team member. And there was a lot of people that I would ask questions, and they would give like half-ass answers. There was only like one team member that really turned it around. And then we got a flash pass, which was a pass to skip the lines.
Yeah.
But when you go into the theme park, you have to wait in an hour line to get the stupid pass.
Well, there's no fast pass for the flash pass line.
Yeah. So when we got there, we had to stand in line for the membership services line to get a lanyard for our passes and a soda cup that came with our pass. That was like a 15, 20-minute line. Then we went to the stroller rental, which was like a 5-minute wait. But then they're like, oh, try to bring the stroller back. I asked them, what time do you guys close? 9:00. No, but what time does the stroller rental close? Oh, as soon as we get all our wheelchairs, like no specific answer. And I go, what if I try to bring the stroller and you guys are closed? How do I get my $10 deposit back? Oh, try to bring it back 30 to 60 minutes before the park closes. That way we can guarantee your deposit back. And I'm like, what? So I'm going to cut down my time just to return this. Then we went to the Flash Pass line, and that was horrible.
You know, you do realize you're at a theme park.
Yeah, I mean,
You know, like that's you're gonna get that. That's the experience. You know, it's a lot of long lines. There's a bunch of like bossy teenagers that run it, but the whole thing is worth it for that 10-second picture that you take with your family that you remember for a lifetime.
Here's the thing. Yes, I come to expect lines and everything. What I don't come to expect is inefficient operations or poor guest service. Now, all that did pale into comparison to see my two oldest kids with smiles being able to ride it. Like after that, like after the initial grumpiness and everything, as soon as I saw my kids go on, forget it. We didn't even go on a ride. They wanted a snack, so we got them a cinnamon roll. And to see them enjoy the cinnamon roll kind of washed everything away. And then we started going towards the Bugs Bunny World or Bugs Bunny Land and seeing them go into his rabbit hole or the rides. They were happy, and I'm like, it was worth it. It was worth the headaches. But
yeah, I mean, it's for them. It's for kids. You know, like
is.
It's their experience, and the experience you get is the happiness that you see that you get from their happiness.
I would tell you this: I do not wish that my daughter ever turns into what I call a new age carny folk, a theme park folk, because when we did the Flash Pass for Goliath. She was amazed that we went through the exit, and she's like, are we not waiting with them? And I'm like, no. So we're going into a shorter line. She was amazed. While meantime, I'm irritated because the Flash Pass line had like a 25, 30-minute wait still, but we bypassed the 60-minute, 90-minute wait. And she was like amazed that we did that. And I'm like, this is great.
Yeah, I mean that in itself, that's probably like the best product a theme park has ever put out is bypassing a long line, because it's one of the few times where you feel like a celebrity or someone special, you know, like because you just cut all these people who are probably still waiting, you know, and you're just like, so long, you know, and then you're on the ride.
I want to call it the middle finger pass.
But have you guys seen the meme of like, is it Wayne's World, where they have like the VIP passes for backstage and they're like slapping it on people's faces? That's how I felt with the Flash Pass, but they have a watch, and I kind of felt like walking around showing it to people's faces. But no, I think I've been conditioned to, if they have a premium product, to skip the line. I'm going to see A, how much it is, and B, if it's worth it, and I'll do it. And for Six Flags, it seems like it's worth it. And they do it smart because they use a stupid watch to regulate it. You can pay a certain price to only skip 30% of the line, or a different price to skip 90% of the line. And my daughter enjoyed it. She thought it was the coolest thing ever.
So, well, whatever. It sounds like your entire week happened in a day.
Yeah, because the rest of the day is dealing with the commute, which now that COVID is slowly coming to an end, traffic in LA is coming back to pre-COVID traffic, man.
Well, traffic in LA never really left.
No, it did, man. When you drive from Lancaster to Hollywood in an hour to hour and 15, it left. Remember when we used to take the train and waste 2.5 hours of our life because that was more convenient than sitting in traffic?
For the same 2.5 hours.
Yes, but the only difference is you didn't have to deal with road rage and you could sit at a train table with your laptop and do some work. Right or wrong?
True. Yeah, well, I'm sorry your entire week happened in a day.
No,
but sounds like the kids had a great time.
Yeah.
So, hey.
Yeah.
Well, Jay, how was your week?
I actually had car trouble on my way to LA.
You're the fucking slow down on the 14, man.
No, I my car started to give out, and I had to pull over to the side of the road, and it stalled on me when I tried to start it up. So I had to call AAA, which I love.
Yeah.
You know, I honestly don't understand why people don't have AAA. Like it's it's stupid not to have it.
Yeah.
You know?
Did you fix your car already or still having issues?
Yeah. Oh no, I fixed it. It was I thought it was the battery, which it turned out to be the alternator. So
the AAA guy
a little
Diagnose
it for you?
No, they just which is weird because I hadn't called AAA since before the pandemic. And like there was all these new protocols. Like I'm finding like going to like new places, there's these new protocols for like COVID stuff. And with AAA, there was new COVID stuff that, you know, I was talking to the dispatcher on the phone and they said, well, due to COVID, you can't ride in the same truck with the guy when he tows your car. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't know that. So they told me I had to Uber to the next destination. And I was like, oh man, I don't even have the Uber app on my phone. So it's like something I had to download. And then they were just going to tow me to a place that was going to fix my car, you know? So I waited for the tow truck guy and then he got there and then I was sitting in my car and then he goes, hey, I'm going to hook you up. And then he told me, it's okay, you can ride with me. And I was like, oh, cool, man. Like, he totally goes against protocol. And then I rode to the place to try to get my car fixed.
Was it pricey?
Which is funny because
was
what?
It pricey?
It's funny. I called my dad after I called AAA, which is funny because a week prior, my dad calls me at work and he never calls me at work, which is weird. They called me at work and he goes, hey, I was just calling to check up on you. And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. And I was like, why are you calling me? He's like, I had a dream about you. I was like, damn it. I was like, what was your dream? He's like, I don't know. You know, I had a dream that, you know, I needed to help you. Like
holy shit,
something
man.
Or yeah, I know. But you know, I didn't at the time when he said that, he goes, he told me, yeah, I had a dream about Gary and now he has like stage 4 lung cancer. And like that whole day.
Who the fuck is Gary, man?
I don't know who Gary is. And I'm like, that whole day after he called me, I was like, dude, I need to go on WebMD and see if I have lung cancer. But it, you know, a week later, I called him up after AAA and he came in, he helped me change the battery on my car and he helped me get it running. So I at least didn't have to get it fixed there at the AAA place. So I was able to drive it back to my house and then I took it to another place and I got it fixed.
Yeah, but where the AAA place, where the AAA tow truck takes you, don't they give you a discount for being a AAA member?
I don't know, but at the time I didn't know it was my alternator. I thought it was just a bad battery, and I figured, oh well, if I can just change the battery and I could save some money, I won't have to, you know, have AAA fix my car.
Yeah, and AAA is probably going to give him like a 10, maybe 15% discount. They're not going to give him like a free anything.
I haven't had an issue with AAA like the times that we've needed it. I love them because if it's the battery, they'll come and do a battery test. And we had bought a battery from them, and because the battery went bad if it would have gone bad within 3 years, they would have replaced it for free. But because our battery went bad 3 years and a month afterwards, they gave us a discount, and I dug it.
Was it more than 10%?
Yes, I can't remember.
11%.
You know what the cool thing about AAA, and this is going to sound like a big commercial for AAA, but I have the premium. So with the premium, I get a 100-mile tow, and if I need it, I can get a free car rental for a day.
That's pretty nice. Because you never know. Yeah. I mean, like in a situation where your car breaks down and you're just trying to get on with your day, get a free car rental and call it done.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, my week was not as interesting as either one of you guys. I didn't get harassed by some teenager at a theme park, and my car didn't break down. I have my in-laws in town, so I've been eating like a
king.
Sure, I've been eating like Batman on death row because my mother-in-law makes so much food. It's ridiculous. But
what kind of food?
Oh man, she just made pozole.
Oh, you're effing kidding me, man.
That was delicious. It's great. I totally stuffed my face. I was so full, but I was so good that I just kept eating.
Pork or chicken?
Pork.
Why do you get upset by me asking it? There is chicken pozole as well.
I know. I was just excited about the idea. It was delicious. There's still a little bit left that I'm going to eat when I get home.
Oh, thanks.
And I'm
you know how much I love pozole, yet you don't offer it. Okay.
Well, because I'm going to eat all of it. If I had so much that I was going to, I would give you some, but I'm going to eat all of it. So fuck you. Anyway.
What else?
Oh, well, she's made.
Don't you have restrictions on what you can eat, Juan? Anyway,
it's true.
Yeah, I can, but again, I can't. I can eat like Sean
vicariously
through Sean, so
through both of these. So,
what else?
We're really running that joke into the ground.
Yes, it's true.
Yes, motherfuckers, you have.
It's true. But the funny thing is, catching you off guard every single time, Juan.
Just what else? Any tamales?
Yeah. Actually, my sister-in-law made tamales, and I actually had quite a few. So if you want some tamales,
not really. I want a pozole.
Well, then I'm gonna call you while I slurp the last bit of.
What about menudo? Has she made menudo?
No. But she's made chilaquiles while she's been there.
I'm sorry, what?
Chilaquiles.
Chilaquiles. Chilaquiles, baboso.
Oh, okay, fine. Oh, I apologize. I didn't realize there was a secret code. Anyway, would you like me to continue telling what she's made, or do you want to just criticize how I say it?
Both.
Can you stop talking about food in front of Juan?
Red or
because
green?
It's making me uncomfortable.
Yeah, I know. It's like, dude, we can see your erection from here.
Red or green?
Red or green what?
Chilaquiles.
Oh, they were regular colored? I don't know.
Red?
Sure, red. Let's go with red. The red or the white?
What?
New England clam chowder.
Okay, whatever.
Anyway, yeah, so... but it's been
chowder.
Chowder.
Say it.
So anyway, that has been my week. Just getting. I'm gaining like at least 10 pounds at least this week.
But totally worth it, man.
I regret none of it. This is like whenever she comes in town, I know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna gain weight. There's food everywhere.
I've always wanted to take my entire family to Mexico just because of the food. And I have relatives that just went over and they're Instagramming it. And my wife messaged me, he's like, seeing all the videos and Instagram pictures makes me want to go there. And yeah, there's some pretty nice pictures of the scenic stuff in Mexico. And then there's a ton of food as well. So I'm looking forward.
Looking forward to just going to Mexico so you can eat?
Yeah. Or so I can, I'm living...
vicariously
through my son. We went to Rio,
Mexico.
Rio here in Lancaster. It's an all-you-can-eat Brazilian.
Oh my god!
Restaurant.
Oh my god!
What?
I just realized I can replace your words and sound like a robot. Go ahead, talk. No, go. Keep telling a story about your son.
No, you're gonna be a jerk.
No, I'm not. I won't.
I see your hand on the button, motherfucker. I
No, go
see
ahead.
your hand on the button. Fuck you. I'm going to sneeze. Pause it.
The thing is, I can still hear him on my mic. It doesn't matter. It helped nothing.
I can hear him as well.
Bless me. Thank you.
Yeah, you're gonna die.
Yeah, no, but
Absolutely.
you're a dick. Fuck you.
Go ahead, man.
No, fuck you.
Okay, so, well, guys, it was great catching up. Juan, one day, I'm sure that you'll get to Mexico and I feel like you're gonna find you with a burst stomach, and or I mean, whatever you have going on inside your stomach now.
I still have a stomach.
If you say so. If you say so. So before we get into this week's episode,
You don't have abs yet?
yeah, man, this guy
No, but I have flabby skin that makes me look like a flying squirrel.
Zoidberg.
Oh.
Hey, when I post this next episode, can I use that Zoidberg?
Go ahead. You already make fun of me. I don't give a shit.
You're a liar. I can hear the emotion in your voice as we speak.
No, I'm saving that for afterwards when I cry myself to sleep. Asshole.
It must be a peaceful sleep.
Oh, dude.
You sleep like a baby.
I do.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was good catching up, guys. Like I said, before we get into this week's episode, I'll go ahead and cover last week's gauntlet. Now, last week's gauntlet was sent in by one of the listeners, Herbert, who won.
Fuck you for changing the rules.
Didn't change the rules.
Yes, he did. What is the... First off, you screwed up on the gauntlet. You had the old rules at the very top, and then at the very bottom, you had the new rule. To the point where my wife only read the top one and voted for...
Is this the same wife that doesn't listen to the show? I'm gonna take your silence as a yes. So listen, yeah, I fully admit that I made a mistake. That I edited the show, and in a rush, I copy and pasted, and I got the poll up. I created the image. I put the text in there. You're right, Juan. I made a mistake, and I apologize. But the concept...
She voted for Game of Thrones and then called me an idiot for not voting for Game of Thrones. And I'm like, I didn't realize you liked the Game of Thrones ending.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, no, it was horrible, but you have to vote it out. And I'm like, no, this week it's different because Herbert changed the rule on us.
It's not. It's the concept of the game. The spirit of the game is still the same. Just what the direction you're voting is different. That's all. It's a twist. It's not a anyway. So last week, yes, there was a change. Now we had to decide which one of these horrible endings had to stay. And Juan doubled down. Well, first of all, the choices were Game of Thrones, Dexter, The Sopranos ending, or the ending to Lost. And so Juan, he voted for Dexter. And the audience also agrees that the ending to Dexter has to stay.
What?
Yeah, which I don't understand. I've never met anyone who likes that show at all. Who likes that ending at all?
You have got to be kidding.
No.
me, dude.
Well, the other endings suck King Kong sized balls. You have Game of Thrones, Sopranos, and what was the other one?
Lost.
The Lost ending.
So you have to keep one of them. Like, you don't want to keep Sopranos. They went black screen. Like everybody, I remember the controversy that shit.
Have you ever seen the ending of? Have you ever seen The Sopranos?
Bits and pieces, and I did see the ending because I wanted to see what the entire controversy was.
Okay.
Then you have Lost, where it pissed me off because they're fucking dead. And I remember J.J. Abrams saying everything can be explained with science. Explain that shit with science, motherfucker.
Well, I mean, J.J. Abrams lied to a lot of people. He said there wasn't going to be time travel.
And there was.
And there was. They weren't going to be dead, and they were.
Yeah.
So, Juan, congratulations. You've earned another point. You are in the lead solidly.
One more, and we can just cancel the rest of the fucking gauntlet.
You think so?
Yeah, because...
Sure.
Just give me my fucking trophy now.
Right now?
I'll give you your trophy.
Here we go with that fucking joke again.
What joke?
Ligma and both of these.
No.
Oh.
No one's going to ligma both of these, nothing.
This one's different.
Really? How different?
You know, I think this competition has been rigged somehow.
Why is that?
I don't know. Either you're getting You're voting yourself multiple times, which you've admitted.
No, I only did 5 times this time. The first time I did it twice.
Or people are taking your side and giving you pity votes.
Oh, fuck you. I knew you were going to go there.
To be fair, Juan, we do ride you pretty hard over here. And
I do. I feel dirty afterwards, yes.
Yeah, you should.
Especially since you guys don't pay me.
I've been throwing pennies at you this whole time.
I don't get paid either, dude.
Yeah, but you don't get ridden like a 2-cent whore like I do.
Oh my God.
You should really see a doctor about that. So
2-cent whore.
So Juan, sure. If you win the next one, which we'll talk about at the end of the episode, then hey, we'll call it quits and I'll give you your trophy. But you have to accept it on screen. You have to accept it live in front of the audience.
No.
Why?
What you and I do in private.
That's really fucking creepy. Really fucking creepy.
But
so
no.
Wait, what do you guys do in private?
Well, I go home and I think he masturbates to my smell. I don't know.
Oh, that's disgusting.
That's
dude.
creepy.
Well, you're the one that's you did this one.
Fucking creepy, dude.
Yes, I'm creepy. You're the one.
You know, there's a fucking line, and that line was just
if you said you destroyed it first. Anyway,
ladies and gentlemen, they're a couple.
listen, I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for it to be out yet.
Oh, by the way, I have a started bag of extra hot Cheetos that you can have, because I bought extra hot Cheetos for my wife, and she goes, "This is a Sean thing. I don't like these." And then I'm like, "Try them." So she tried 2 of them, and she's like, "Yeah, I don't like them."
Wow, scandalous.
Here's the thing. I will absolutely take the bag of hot Cheetos.
I know you will. You have no fucking shame.
I have.
You're a home wrecker, Sean.
It's true. It's true. Especially for hot Cheetos.
Yeah.
I'm a filthy slut for hot Cheetos. So this week, guys, I actually want to talk to you guys about superhero stuff. I know that it's par for the course for me to want to talk about superhero stuff, but you what?
Nothing.
I know it's part. I know I always want to talk about superhero stuff, but in specific. So I just finished the show Invincible, and I know Juan hasn't watched it, but I know Jay has watched it.
No, I have not. No,
it's okay. It's okay.
But why did you tell us what it's about? That way I can have a little bit of an understanding.
Listen, Juan, you're just going to interject any memes
No,
you've seen.
fuck you. Just tell me what it's about. That's all I need to know. Thank you.
It's about superheroes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's about superheroes.
What kind of superheroes?
Well, Justice League ripoff superheroes. That's what it's about.
Is this based on comics or?
Yeah, it's based on comics written
DC or Marvel or Dark Horse.
Dark Horse.
Isn't Dark Horse?
Are you going to let me answer any of the questions you're asking?
Isn't Dark Horse?
All right, so
I did that on purpose, motherfucker.
Look, like I told Jay,
fuck you.
The less you know about a subject, the more questions you ask. So, Invincible is an Amazon Prime show that was based off a comic book written by Robert Kirkman, the same guy who wrote The Walking Dead. So if that name sounds familiar, that's why. About their Superman proxy called Omni-Man. His son is coming of age and gaining his powers and kind of going through the trials and tribulations of coming to terms with those powers and kind of like living a double life, so to speak. Throughout all that, there's another set of drama happening kind of with his dad and what his plans are for his son and the earth. But the show is very, very gruesome. So if you've never seen it, just know that it is not for children. And it is very, very bloody, very bloody.
It's sky high for adults.
Sure. But anyway, it got me thinking. It got me thinking because another show that Amazon also produces is The Boys, and I know that Jay has watched The Boys. And Juan, have you seen The Boys?
No, I have not. No,
you're missing all the good stuff, man. But it's another superhero.
You know what I have watched? Scooby-Doo several times.
Okay, so why?
My son likes Scooby-Doo.
You're a grown ass man.
My son loves Scooby-Doo. Yeah, specifically Scooby-Doo Mystery Inc. Machine.
Copy. So The Boys. So then, Amazon released another show called The Boys, and it's kind of in the same vein as Invincible. And it kind of got me thinking, and it's another gruesome superhero show, kind of like the what would happen if the Justice League just didn't give any shits, right? So it made me think, like, these are some hardcore superhero shows, and then do you think that, like, conversely, you know, the Marvel superheroes are a little more presentable, warm and fuzzy, and a little more cuddly? Do you guys think that Marvel has made these shows popular because their superheroes are kind of cookie cutter? I think, you know, for example, the most out there that any of their characters have really gotten has been like Thor, he suffered from depression, so he got fat and drank a lot, you know. But before that, you know, they're all kind of safe.
Well, I mean, you can't. It's hard to introduce those types of subjects with something associated with comic books, you know, like, because comic books are associated with children, you know, like Superman, like the Justice League, that's all like kids show stuff, you know. It's only like in the last, I want to say 20 years that like animated superhero shows have been really complex. Like Batman the Animated Series was a very complex superhero show for kids, you know, like the storylines were a lot deeper than most cartoon shows. But it's just hard to introduce that type of those types of characters to people because one, they see it as like it's cartoony, and two, it's just something that you have to kind of get used to.
I agree with you, but in the same vein, like someone like I mean, Tony Stark in the comic book, he was a raging alcoholic, and the
original comic, he got revamped, didn't he?
Well, yes. Well, they always get revamped, Juan. But I just mean that, like, he, to the point that they have a storyline called Demon in a Bottle, where he is like, he's operating the Iron Man armor as like drunk out of his fucking mind, you know. And the rest of the Avengers know it, or the rest of the team knows that he's like a drunk genius. But it's just like they usually tackle like those kind of things in the comic books, you know, where someone may have a drug problem, or they may have some post-traumatic stress that they're dealing with. But like the Marvel movies, as far as I know, I mean, with the exception of like Thor notwithstanding, they don't really address like any of the insanity that kind of comes along with it, you know. Tony has a drink. Stan Lee and I think Thor Ragnarok, you know, was extremely drunk from Thor's alcohol, but nothing. I think like life-threatening or.
Well, I mean, they're also trying to sell tickets, you know, like if they introduce some of the stuff that happens in The Boys or in Invincible, they will never make as much money as they're making right now. Like The Boys and Invincible, that's a specific target audience, you know, like to watch it. Like I watched both of them, and there were some scenes in there. It's just really hard to watch, you know, like for me, I was like, wow, that's pretty gross.
Yeah. There's there's like these guys are making spaghetti out of people. It's fucking crazy.
But isn't Marvel always been a little bit more toned down than like DC? Well,
Marvel has always given their superheroes like real world problems. So like, you know, Spider-Man is saving the city, but he can't pay his rent. You know, Tony Stark is an alcoholic. You know, Reed Richards has a troubled marriage. You know, so where, you know, ironically enough, Sue Storm almost cheated on Reed Richards with T'Challa, who's Black Panther.
Ooh, yeah, scandalous.
And T'Challa was like, "Come back to my hot tub in Wakanda."
Once you go black, you'll never go back.
Once you go to Wakanda,
oh my,
you realize you're rich. She's like, "Listen, Reed, I can live
Wakanda forever."
So
you're a real prince.
Yeah. However,
plus Marvel is always set in real world cities, whereas fucking DC,
they're in fictional Metropolis or Gotham.
Yeah.
But again, Marvel gives their characters real world problems, whereas DC will give their hyper real problems, you know, where Batman is fighting the different aspects of his psyche, you know, in the Joker or the Riddler or the Penguin. And Superman, he's literally just, he's a walking God complex, you know, it's a walking Jesus
savior.
Yeah. So, it's the difference for me is the difference between the two. But I just mean that, like, when I'm just trying to think what makes these shows so compelling. Like why is Invincible so compelling versus like, watching another Marvel film versus.
I don't think they're as compelling as you think, Sean. I think they're more shocking than anything. Like The Boys and Invincible, they're more shocking than really compelling. I mean, you break down the characters. They're interesting characters, but I mean, they do a lot of things for shock value than to intrigue a person with their character, which I think what makes Marvel better, because their characters have to walk this fine line of likability and dealing with certain real world problems.
Yeah. Which I and when you put it in that perspective, that makes sense to me. But again, I feel like I had a lot more fun watching The Boys or watching Invincible than I did like watching, Iron Man build his suit. It was cool to watch and fun, but I was just like, I felt like I had more holy fucking shit moments when I was watching Invincible or The Boys. Like, I can't believe that I'm watching this happen on screen right now.
That's the same thing with like the Umbrella Academy, because they have their old fuck moments as well, and that's based off of a comic, right?
Yeah, the Umbrella Academy is also based off a comic.
And they had like some fucking scenes. I mean, isn't he walking around with an eye at one point?
You should watch Invincible and The Boys. I mean, there's some stuff where you're like, oh my God, it's really jarring to watch.
Yeah. You should watch. You should watch. I mean, literally just the first episode of Invincible, and then when you get to the very end of the episode,
it's on Prime.
It's on Prime, and I think it's like 45 minutes.
And don't watch it with your children.
Do not.
That's the thing. I have to wait until they go to sleep.
Give them whiskey.
I may have worked with you, but it doesn't work with my kids. No.
Well, when I was growing up, they called it
the special bottle.
No, it was it's a hot toddy. It's like tea and lemon and sugar and whiskey, and clears up your sinuses and puts you right to sleep, man.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do kids.
Okay, fine, man. You stay up forever then. That's fine. You ever seen a movie called Bebe's Kids, Juan?
No.
Bebe's Kids.
They don't die.
We don't die. We multiply.
Yeah.
Which one of your kids is Pee Wee, Juan?
I can't.
I know
because I.
It's Teddy. It's Teddy.
So anyway, the other question that it had me ask of myself was that, I mean, if I had these powers, would I be a good guy or a bad guy? Like, I'm just thinking, if I'm their Superman proxy, Omni-Man, am I a good guy? How long? I mean, do you guys think you would be a hero or a villain?
Or a criminal?
Or you would live long enough to be the criminal.
You live long enough to see yourself become the criminal.
I mean, yeah. So, Juan, do you think you'd be a hero, a villain? What do you think?
I feel like I would want to be a hero, but I've always joked around that if I had force powers, I would try to force choke a bitch or like.
What? Does she owe you money? I don't know.
Why do you assume it's she?
Well, you said
you. Yeah, I mean,
I've called you guys bitches. That doesn't.
Okay, fine. Do they owe you money?
No, but or use the lightning force on people.
Use the lightning force on people.
Yeah.
Or like a taser?
Yeah.
No. Well, those two powers are like specific to the dark side, and I'm like, those are like really cool powers.
You wouldn't use them to like charge your phone?
They're pretty kick ass.
Yeah. No, I think I would want to be a good guy, but if the bad guys have the cooler powers, I'm like, fuck it. Dark side it is. We have cookies over here.
Just based off two powers, like there's nothing more like morally happening inside of you. You just go, oh, the bad guys have these two things that I want. Okay, I'm a bad guy now.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Good to know.
Yeah. Good to know. And you guys would be the first fuckers I go after.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. And then I'll go good.
You know what, Juan? You can force choke both of these. There you go.
There you go.
Damn, Juan got powers and he went ham on Sean.
How about you, Jay? You think you'd be a good guy, hero, villain? What do you think?
I would definitely be a villain, like hands down, like, and not that I would even think that I was the villain. I would just be the villain because, it's, I don't want to say it's cooler, but I just like the villain is the guy that believes that he's right in his morality. Like if you think about a lot of the characters from The Boys, especially the darker villains, they believe that they're right. They believe that they're the hero,
Yeah. That's that's one of the things that makes Thanos so compelling. And even, I mean, Killmonger from Black Panther, which is that they're not wrong. They're not wrong. It's like, and I go, okay, well, I mean, if he's not wrong, it's just, I mean, maybe even Magneto, you're like, he's not wrong. Mutants deserve to have equal rights. I mean, maybe I wouldn't kill like a truckload of people to do that, but I mean, not wrong.
Yeah, I mean, the villain is always the good villains are always the heroes in their own mind. So, I mean, that's the type of person I'd be with superpowers. I'd most likely be a misunderstood villain who thinks he's the hero.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I think personally, I think I would be a hero for like all of 5 minutes.
And then you realize that the bad guys have the cooler powers.
No, then so here's the thing. I would try to live my life. I would try to live my normal regular life like as if I didn't have powers. But then I would be sitting in traffic and some guy's going to cut me off. And I'm going to get out of my car at super speed and throw his car to China.
I think I see you more like Hancock. I think I see you.
Is it because Hancock was black?
What? No.
Have you not seen the movie, Juan?
Yeah.
It's pretty obvious that he's black.
What? No, but I think that you would be like Hancock. You would try to do things and then you would destroy them.
I think absolutely. I mean, Hancock, I think, is more along the lines of what Jay's talking about, where he's just like kind of out to do the thing. Well, that's Hancock he didn't care if he's right or wrong. He's just trying to be helpful where he can. And if it doesn't help anybody else, then who gives a fuck? But I think personally that I would be a good guy for 5 minutes. And then I would realize over the course of the next 5 minutes, so all in the course of 10 minutes, that no one can stop me. So then why would I conform to any of society's rules? If I have any weaknesses, kryptonite, magic, I don't know, fucking pepperoni pizza, then I go up to space, I blow it up with my other powers, and then I come back down and I just, whatever. I sit on my throne of blood and iron. Call it a day.
So dramatic.
Yeah, plus there's no money in being the hero.
It's also true. That's a Falcon.
You don't, the Avengers made no money.
It's true. He's like, Falcon can't even get a bank loan.
That's right. They gave him a hard time.
It's true.
He was the motherfucking Falcon.
Yeah, he went in. He was very so. Juan, you haven't seen Falcon and Winter Soldier yet.
No, I have not.
It's okay. Just know that the Falcon can't get a bank loan. I guess if you're Ron Burgundy, neither can the Human Torch. But yeah, you're right. There's no money. There's no money in being the hero, and there's not even a lot of glory in being the hero either. You guys ever watch One Punch Man?
Yeah.
Juan. I know Juan hasn't, but it's literally about a guy who he can one shot everybody, and he's trying to work his way up the ranks to be a hero, to be a well-renowned hero, and he has more luck being well-renowned as like a villain because they just don't know where this guy's coming from, or how this guy's even able to survive. And he's a hero.
And apparently he's developed his powers through a rigorous training regimen.
Yeah. 100 sit-ups, 100 push-ups, 100-kilometer run, and sleeping without the AC on.
You are like a walking encyclopedia for the dumbest shit.
Oh, I must have learned it from.
That is not the dumbest shit.
This is relevant conversational information. But with that said, speaking of heroes, I have more questions about heroes. So Dennis was on the show. Dennis from the Inside the Idiot Box podcast, and he wanted us to talk about our top Batman, Superman.
He's been waiting for this.
Clark Kent, and Bruce Wayne. So I have my list ready, but I'm very curious since Juan, I'm sure, knows nothing about the subject.
Fuck you.
Yes, fuck me. So Juan, we'll start with you.
Why not start with Jay first?
Because Jay's gonna have a point.
That is true.
But if fine, I'll let people listen to you ramble. That's fine. Jay, top three Batman.
Top 3 Batman in like movies, cinema, and
just
TV.
In media. I'll say media.
Okay, in no particular order. I think my top 3 Batman would probably be, I would say Adam West.
Okay, also on my list.
Michael Keaton. And I would either go with I would have to go with Kevin Conroy.
Okay, there it is. You have 2 out of 3. You have 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3. I'm Kevin Conroy all day. I realize he never physically put on the Batman suit. I guess not true. In the CW Batwoman series, he comes out of Bruce Wayne. Like 2021 Batman or whatever was going on. But yes, I agree. Kevin Conroy and Adam West all day. And my third on my list, no particular order. Ooh,
Batflick.
No. Christian Bale is Batman. Christian Bale is Batman. How about you, Juan? Since you were so eager to have somebody else go.
No, I would go with Adam West because that's the Batman I grew up watching. And he was a different Batman. He brought us the Batui.
Batutsi.
Batusi.
Yeah,
Thank you. Shark repellent spray.
Yeah, shark repellent spray. And that one always ended with a cliffhanger that you just waited for the next episode to start.
Yeah.
By the time
it's funny when I watched the Batman TV show as a kid, I watched the reruns. Yeah. And I saw it like a drama, like I watched it like a serious like superhero drama. I was like, oh my god,
yeah. Yeah, but because when we watched it, it was reruns. Like it would end in a cliffhanger, and then like 5 minutes later, the next episode began. So I didn't have to wait until next week to see if they got out of that predicament with shark repellent. But yeah,
I mean the great thing about the old Adam West Batman show is like, as you get older, you appreciate it on a different level. So
I also liked Michael Keaton because he was the first darker Batman for me because Adam West wasn't dark. It was a campy Batman.
Well, that's how Batman started. That Adam West, like he wasn't doing anything new. There wasn't a different take. That was the take on Batman. It wasn't until a little bit after that they decided to Frank Miller's The Dark Knight Returns that they took Batman into this like
darker,
grittier place.
Didn't one of the Batmans actually have a gun at one point?
I think so, but I don't. I think they also
in the early Batman comic books, he fought crime with a gun.
That's how the police fight crime.
Yeah. So I think just the first Batman was pretty good because to me, that was my favorite Batman. Like I liked the 66, but seeing the Michael Keaton one was like completely eye-opener. It was darker. It was like the Joker was badass, and knowing the origin story of the Joker made me appreciate him as a Batman. And then I have to agree with Christian Bale as Batman because he really added the whole the different voice that Adam West nor Michael Keaton didn't really do it as well, but he did do a slightly different voice. And then my honorable mention is to Batflick because he looks more like the Frank Miller Batman to me.
Wait, why does he get an honorable mention?
Because I think the other 3 are stronger in
Wait, I didn't get an honorable mention.
I mean, I guess you can have one now. Who do you want to honorably mention?
What? No, that's not fair. I don't want 4 picks if we only had 3.
No, but like Ben Affleck was a good Frank Miller-esque Batman in my books.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think. Well, I'll say personally, I think that his performance as Batman was good, and his performance as Bruce Wayne was almost non-existent because he was just, he was almost bored. But I mean, yes, as an iteration of Batman,
I honestly liked his Bruce Wayne more than his Batman.
That's funny. I liked his Batman better than his Bruce Wayne, but that's, hey, that's all right. That's the whole point of this.
Because he actually played Bruce Wayne like the rich guy. Like my favorite line in Justice League was, "What's your superpower? I'm rich."
It stayed in all versions of that movie. So someone else likes that line too. It's not just you.
No, I mean that's Bruce Wayne had his persona of Bruce Wayne is to the public. He was this rich, arrogant playboy, and I feel like Ben Affleck kind of embodied that as Bruce Wayne.
Really?
Ben Affleck is probably the Andrew Garfield of the Batmans. Like Andrew Garfield's Peter Parker wasn't very good, but his Spider-Man was better. I feel that way about Ben Affleck. His Batman wasn't great, but his Bruce Wayne was better.
Well, hey, that's okay. We'll agree to disagree. So now, speaking of Bruce Wayne's, top 3 Bruce Waynes, and I'll start again with Jay. And Jay, you can have an honorable mention if you want. You can have 2.
I would probably go with Ben Affleck's Bruce Wayne. I don't know. I mean, I would say Val Kilmer had a really good Bruce Wayne.
What?
Out of
what?
George Clooney's was better. Man.
Whoa!
No,
you gotta be shitting me. You have to be fucking shitting me. Val Kilmer and George Clooney.
I like George Clooney, just not as Batman.
I think
he was a good Bruce Wayne, but not a good. I mean, he gave us bat nipples. That was
Joel Schumacher who gave us bat nipples.
Yeah.
He just agreed to wear the suit.
Yeah, and didn't he do it as a favor too? Like,
I mean, it must have. But I just mean,
I thought
whatever. I'm sorry. I'm doing what Juan does to everybody else. But go ahead, Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer, and I'm gonna have to go with Adam West again as.
Okay, fine. I agree with none of those choices. I agree, but Juan, go ahead. I don't agree with any of them. Go ahead, Juan.
Ben Affleck, I did like him. I'm going back with Michael Keaton.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I can get down with that.
No, I can't. It's been so long since I saw 88 that there's a scene where he brags about being rich. That was very Bruce Wayne.
Wait, what are you talking about?
I can't remember, but it's where he's talking to the girl and like, I own this. I can't remember. I need to go watch it again. It's been a long time since I watched it. And then the animated Batman Beyond Bruce Wayne.
That's Kevin Conroy.
I liked him a lot. He was very good.
But that's Kevin Conroy.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's I have Kevin Conroy on my list.
Yeah.
And basically that's it. Everybody else is whatever. I mean, I liked Christian Bale's Bruce Wayne, but not as much as I enjoyed Kevin Conroy. And only because of the one scene in, I think it's The Dark Knight, where he crashes his Lamborghini and he's like asleep at the wheel and the cop's like, "What's going on?" He's like, "Oh, did I crash this thing?" Like almost like he's just the most aloof and ridiculous, like, rich guy out in the middle of the day. But
that was Christian Bale?
Yeah, Christian Bale. And he's because Alfred goes, because I think the Joker's attacking the city. He's like, "Which car are you gonna take?" And he's like, "Oh, I need the keys for the Lambo." And he's like, "Oh, the Lamborghini." And then he crashes the Lamborghini like in the scene later to save I don't know, one of the commissioners or somebody. I can't remember who it was, but anyway. And then there's Kevin Conroy, there's Christian Bale, and I mean I'll give Michael Keaton a spot because I think he had the most balance between playing Batman and Bruce Wayne. But I just mean it's Kevin Conroy all day.
Yeah, he did have a good balance.
Personally, Kevin Conroy can do anything at this point, if I'm being honest.
Well, I mean, I would take Kevin Conroy's Batman over his Bruce Wayne because I feel like every time I hear what Batman is supposed to sound like, I hear Kevin Conroy.
Yes. In fact, it was such a cool thing that I've never played any of the Arkham games to completion, but to know that Kevin Conroy was the voice of that Batman, it made those games just that much better.
Oh yeah. But I feel like his Bruce Wayne is just like his voice just a little higher, you know, like, where I just feel like his Batman is just so commanding, and you know, his Batman is just way better than his Bruce Wayne, in my opinion.
I do think that his Batman voice is one that is commanding, especially when he gets like, where he's beating the shit out of the Joker, like in the Arkham games. Like, it's just, I don't know, it's just great. It's just something about it. And maybe because I grew up with it, I don't know. I think it's more nostalgia than anything, if I'm being honest. If I'm being 100% honest. So I mean, now to the other side of the fandom, Superman, who's top 3 Superman. And I'll let Juan go first, because he's already smiling over here.
No, because you guys are gonna make fun of me, but I might as well rip the Band-Aid.
Do you want to go last now?
No, I might as well just do it right now.
Go ahead, man.
Christopher Reeves.
Okay.
I did like him. Tom, I guess he's more of a Clark Kent. Never really wore the suit yet, correct?
He did have the suit superimposed over him. Tom Welling, this is what you're talking about. He had the suit superimposed over him.
Yeah. It's where you guys are going to make fun of me. And I know Satterfield is going to make fun of me for this. Dean Cain, man.
Oh, man.
Dean Cain, like Lois and Clark. The Adventures of Lois and Clark.
I grew up with him as Superman and Clark Kent.
Dean Cain is the Billy D. Williams of Superman. Like he's just too cool for his own fucking good, man.
I liked him.
He is.
I liked him. I liked Christopher Reeves because that's the one I grew up with, movie-wise, TV show-wise, Dean Cain. And then that's it for me.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
All right. What about you, Jay?
Well, I'm going to go with Christopher Reeve. He's probably the number one Superman, number one actor to play Superman, because his Superman was great. I mean, his Superman was commanding, but equally his Clark Kent was like nerdy and bumbling, and you could see the difference in like the way, like he would purposely like hunch his shoulders down and make his body like weak and inferior. And then when he became Superman, he was just Superman, you know? So it's Christopher Reeve. And then I would go with, I'd probably go with Henry Cavill. I really enjoy his Superman. In Man of Steel, probably the most.
Interesting distinction, but okay.
Yeah, I mean, in Justice League, he was kind of non-existent.
Well, he was dead. He was dead.
Well, yeah. And in Batman v Superman, he was just in shots posing most of the time. So you didn't really get to see much of Superman in Batman versus Superman. But he played a compelling Superman in Man of Steel. And then I would probably go with and you're gonna probably hate me, Sean, but I'd probably go with Brandon Routh.
No. I really like Brandon Routh. Brandon Routh, he played Superman in Superman Returns.
Really?
Yeah, it was probably one of the most beautifully shot Superman movies I've seen in a long time. It has some pretty amazing cinematography.
Yeah, I think given the chance, I think if Brandon Routh played Superman again, I think he would have really nailed the spirit of what Christopher Reeves was doing with his Superman.
Did you watch the Crisis on Infinite Earth on CW?
No, but I heard about it.
It was great. It was great. I feel like you're, based on what I've seen so far, I thought yes, he would have absolutely done that. So I agree with 2 out of 3 of your Superman choices. So and that's Henry Cavill and Christopher Reeve, and just against
Dean Cain.
No. I think so. I for the same reason, I think Christopher Reeve, and I'm just gonna say, because I'm gonna ask you about your Clark Kent, but I think Christopher Reeve, I think he's the gold standard, the mold that everyone's trying to get to when it comes to your Superman or your Clark Kent. Like, it doesn't matter like where you come from. They're trying to get you back into that space. So Christopher Reeve, Henry Cavill. I don't know if Brandon Routh is in that same category. And but my third Superman choice is Tim Daly from Superman the Animated Series. He's the voice of Superman, and the only reason he beats out Brandon Routh, is because of that the speech he gives to Darkseid, and just the other stuff. Because when I hear Tim Daly's voice, I think Superman. That's the only reason, And so Tim Daly, Henry Cavill, Christopher Reeve.
Oh, I'm also going to throw in an honorable mention for Nicolas Cage.
Juan, have you even seen the Nicolas Cage?
No, I have not. You guys have told me.
You should look it up. You've been on your phone all this whole time anyway, so it doesn't go for it. So Jade, what about your Clark Kent? What about Clark Kent?
I would probably go with Christopher Reeves, Clark Kent. I'm going to go with. I'll probably go with Tim Daly. Tim Daly's Clark Kent was pretty good. And then I'm torn between Dean Cain and Brandon Routh. So
damn it, it's happening again.
No, actually, I'm going to go with Tom Welling.
All right, I'm all for it. How about you, Juan?
I did like Tom Welling. Sometimes I didn't care for his acting, but he played a cool and good Clark Kent.
So it's funny. So I don't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead.
But so Tom, here's the thing about my choices are Tom Welling. He's in there.
Yeah,
but like I said,
why talk shit about it?
I'm not talking shit about it. I'm just saying is that Tom Welling's Clark Kent starts off like in the complete opposite of he's not bumbling. He's like 6'2" and like a farm dude and attractive. So it's like if this guy's saving, you're gonna notice him. And it's later in the series that they kind of go, hey bro, you're like 6'2" and attractive. You should probably like dumb your shit up so that people don't, when they look at you, they don't think Superman. They think like stupid farm kid. So again, it's another point that Christopher Reeves, Clark Kent, and Superman are the mold that they're trying to get these guys into. With the exception of Henry Cavill. He's the only one who's like, he's too fucking buff for his own good. But anyway, so you said Tom Welling and who's the other one? I'm sorry.
Christopher Reeve. And then I'm going to go back to my boy.
Dean Cain as Clark Kent too?
Well, because he was smooth too. Like he was not, he didn't, physically he didn't embody Clark Kent, but morally he did. I think one of the scenes I remember the most out of Lois and Clark was when he was with the guys about to play poker, and they're talking, well, if Superman was here, would he cheat? And he was about to cheat, and then he remembered that he's Superman, and he's like, no, I can't cheat.
See, that's exactly why I wouldn't be a good guy, because I would have absolutely looked at those fucking cards and gloated all the way, all the way.
Yeah. Yeah, but those are it.
Okay. I don't agree with Dean Cain, but it is what it is. I mean, you're committed. I think personally, Christopher Reeve, Tom Welling, and Brandon Routh. Those are my three Clark Kents. I mean, to be fair, 2 out of the 3 of them are basically the same because Brandon Routh is trying to channel whatever was going on with Christopher Reeve. But I think he nailed it. I think Superman Returns was just I love Superman Returns. Like when I saw it in the theaters, and maybe because it was the first Superman movie I'd saw in a long time, but like in hindsight, it's terrible because he doesn't throw any punches, doesn't use any powers. The coolest thing that happens in that movie is that he gets shot in the eye, and you watch it in slow motion. It's amazing. But I think he was bumbling and awkward and like gangly, and I didn't look at him and think Superman. I looked at him and thought, I'm sorry that Lois is now banging the coolest person in the fucking Daily Planet. It's like, and poor fucking Clark is pining over Lois while eavesdropping on their conversation, mind you, in Superman Returns. So yeah, I think but Christopher Reeve again, number one. I think he's the mold. I think, like Jay said, his Superman was commanding but kind. His Clark Kent was bumbling and charming, at the same time. So it was great. Great. Tom Welling's the only one who doesn't do any of that stuff. They actually have to dumb him down to get him to fit that mold. But it's it's what I imagine Clark Kent would be doing before he figured out that he should probably like be semi unrecognizable. He's like going out into the world trying to save people, trying to help them, and he's just doing it, to the best of his ability. And there's another. Are you guys watching Superman and Lois on or Lois and Superman are on the CW?
Mm-mm.
No, but I hear it's pretty good.
It's actually it's a CW show, and I was expecting it to be terrible with CW drama, but it's actually really really good. But they kind of do the same thing with this guy's that versions of Clark Kent, played by Tyler Hecklin. I can't remember how to pronounce his name, but he actually was one of the guys in like Teen Wolf. I think he plays Styles or another wolf in that show. Anyway, but they kind of like they show flashbacks of him as Clark Kent, and they're very very Smallville-ish, where he's like just out in Smallville trying to help people, and everyone remembers Clark being around, but they don't remember him being as ditzy and kind of goofy as he turns out to be later. But they all just know he's a dork, So I just think, again, Christopher Reeve kind of like took the direction of Superman and made the mold for generations to come, except for Henry Cavill, because too buff.
Hey, Sean. Yeah. All right, if you had to pick one Lois Lane, who would you pick?
If I had to pick one Lois Lane, it's Margot Kidder. Margot Kidder's Lois Lane.
Same.
In Superman 1 and the Donner cut, Superman 2, all the other Lois Lanes are dumb. Kate Bosworth, I'm sorry. I wish.
Yeah. Juan, if you had to pick one Lois Lane, is it Terry Hatcher?
No, I did like Amy.
She was fine.
Really?
She was fine.
Yeah, I did like her. I thought she was a good Lois Lane.
She was okay.
And
I'd go with Margot Kidder.
Yeah.
Amy Adams, huh?
Yeah, well, I think I told you guys this, but like the death of Superman, one of my favorite storylines for that that comic, and just seeing her portray Lois Lane during that time, I thought she did a good job and made me feel the feels.
Yeah, but the wind blowing you hard makes you feel the feels.
Yeah, I'm a pussy. Kids have changed me.
Yes, kids have changed you. Yeah. Well, shit, man. Well, I think it's about that time for this week's Gauntlet. Now, Juan, I mean, you think I've rigged it, but you're still winning. So if I'm rigging it, I'm doing a freaking horrible job of doing so.
Yeah.
So this week, you're responsible for choosing the Gauntlet. So,
and mind you, I just picked them out of my ass today.
Okay.
Enjoy that, ladies and gentlemen.
Enjoy that visual. There it is. You're welcome.
It has to do a little bit with cancel culture and theme park.
Okay.
So staying a little bit true to Herbert's platform is one has to stay the way it is now, or the way it was. And this idea came from Snow White during the COVID closure, got a revamp, and people are trying to cancel it now because it's promoting a little bit of, I'm guessing, rape culture, where Prince Charming kisses Snow White to wake her up.
Well, non-consensual, the non-consensual kiss.
Yes. So people want that scene taken out of the ride.
Can I complain about non-consensual birth? I was born. I didn't ask to be born.
So with that being said, one has to stay the way it is. It is Snow White, Splash Mountain, the original Pirates of the Caribbean with the bride auction, or Jungle Cruise, the way it is.
So I'm going to be honest with you, Juan. I don't know enough about the subject at hand to make an informed choice. So I'm going to go with the Jungle Cruise because I don't really know what they're changing.
They want to pull out the natives, or they're going to pull out the natives because it's insensitive, culturally insensitive. I think they also want to pull out Trader Sam at the very end, and just change it up to make it more politically correct. I'm not going to lie. I don't know what the exact changes are because I started reading it and I became triggered.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Jungle Cruise based on what you just told me right now. Only because you said they're taking out the natives, taking out Trader Sam, and they're going to replace it with something that's more politically correct. However, the the reason why it stays is because when you're at a theme park, these are hyper visualized versions of whatever you're looking at. So they may not be true to what's happening out in the world, but when you're trying to express an artistic idea, sometimes you have to emphasize certain aspects, or you're just trying to get an idea across to a broader audience. And more than that, I think you said this in the cancel culture episode, which is like, your child's going to ask, oh shit, is this really where hippopotamus lives? Is this really how indigenous people live? They're going to go either no, I don't know, or they're going to say, so give the parents an opportunity to parent their child, to teach them, to answer those questions. And, and I think we said this before, you can't change people's minds. So if they're going to tell them something that you don't agree with, then it is what it is. You've lost the battle no matter what. So I say keep the Jungle Cruise, keep it the same. Also, it was my turn to go first, which is why I went first, everybody.
Yeah. Jay?
What were the choices again?
Well, Jay went first last week, so he goes last this week.
Oh, it's my turn.
Yeah. So
just to reiterate the choices, you have the Jungle Cruise, which Sean already picked, Splash Mountain, Snow White, and Pirates of the Caribbean. Just to remind you, at Pirates of the Caribbean, you had the auctioning of the women that encouraged human trafficking. But even before that, the original skit of the pirates chasing the women, they changed it to the women having plates of food on their hand. And Snow White, it's the kiss, the newly added kiss at the very end that they want canceled. And Splash Mountain, they just want to get something more politically correct and get away from Song of the South. So with me, I would have to say Splash Mountain. Splash Mountain. And I think it goes back to our cancel episode. I think parents should be given the opportunity to explain to their kids why it's bad and why we shouldn't live life that certain way. And again, just the ride itself, if you go through it with an innocent mind, you don't see anything racial in it until you realize what it's based off on. And you realize that the movie wasn't probably the most politically correct movie of that time or this time.
I didn't realize that Splash Mountain was based off the Song of the South, I'm being honest.
No, I didn't either until I was a lot older. That's why it should stay, because I think if generations to come continue to go through it, they won't realize it. And let's face it, the replacement, the Frog and the Princess, or the Princess and the Frog, it has some stereotypical characters as well. I mean, you have Ray the Firefly. That's pretty stereotypical right there.
Well, I mean, that movie's based in okay, whatever. We're gonna get off subject. So, okay. So then, what's left for Jay?
You have Pirates of the Caribbean, stay like it used to be, or Snow White, keep it with the newly added kiss.
Well, first I'm going to say that I don't give a shit about any of these. I really don't care.
You've made that very apparent with every gauntlet, yeah.
Yeah, but this in particular, I really don't give a shit about. I don't know. I think if I had to choose between Snow White and Pirates, I'd probably keep Snow White the way it is. Only because like no one ever saw Snow White and then looked at the ending as like, oh, he should have gotten consent for, to kiss her. I don't think anybody looked at that way. They just saw it as this fairy tale that Prince Charming just comes and does that, I guess he had this inherent knowledge that, oh, if I kiss her, what a cocky dude, first of all, what a cocky dude is like, I'm going to kiss this dead woman and bring her back to life. Like, yeah, I don't think anybody looked at that like, oh, rapist, like they just like, I was like, oh, wow, he brought her back to life with his love and
true love's kiss.
They're taking the innocence away from the fairy tale. And they're trying to turn it into something that it really wasn't intended it to be, you know, like Prince Charming comes along and he just takes that kiss from her. Like, well, she was unconscious. Who maybe from somebody's else's perspective, he was giving her like CPR or mouth to mouth, and it just looked like a kiss.
I mean, and correct me if I'm wrong, but she was under a spell that can only be broken by a
true
kiss.
love's kiss. Yes, you are correct.
So, I mean,
I think if they just had a scene where they explain,
that was Sleeping Beauty, the Waking with True Love's kiss.
Well, I think it was like a thing where it's like, oh, if Prince Charming kisses the princess, you know, they live happily ever after. I think that was just a thing where they ended stories that way, you know. Mm-hmm. But I mean, it is like, I think a lot of people are just trying to turn it into something that it really isn't, and they're just getting upset over something that they're trying to make darker than what it really is, you know?
Yeah. As Generation Z does.
Yeah. I mean, they get triggered for different reasons. Hashtag. And I think this Snow White thing is, I don't know. It's just something that's just like, do we really need to focus on that? You know,
you don't.
But I mean, keep it in. 'Cause like, it's cute as fuck.
Oh my God. So, well. So what is that, Juan? You said Pirates of the Caribbean.
Pirates of the Caribbean reverted back to what it used to be. Mm-hmm. Keep Snow White as it is. Keep Splash Mountain as it is. Or keep Jungle Cruise as it is.
Well, that's the gauntlet for this week. I'm going to need you to send me images.
Easy.
With that said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. Do you think that The Boys is shocking or captivating? Who are your top 3 Superman or Batman or Clark Kent? And who are your favorite Batman, Superman, Clark Kent, or Bruce Wayne's? Tell us. We want to know. Juan, are you done?
Yeah, I'm fucking done for today.
Okay, great. Now take it away.
Guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram. On all forms of social media, we're at INCYCSHOW. Also, you can email us at INCYCSHOW@gmail.com. And we have merch. Just follow the link on the show notes. Or if you want to join us in via voicemail, leave us a voicemail through Anchor. Again, we are at INCYCSHOW@gmail.com.
Thank you for listening, everybody. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Good night.
Dean Kane.